Hello and a very warm welcome to all my beautiful star seeds. This is your astro friend Sarah from our channel Sarah Astro Tarot, extending a very warm welcome to all of you. How are you all doing? And I missed connecting with you. I thought, why not make a brand new video of a very interesting and a very important subject, which is what? Which is moon, which is mommy, which is moon, which is the emotions, and moon, the mind. And what's without a very healthy and a very vibrant and a very brilliant mind? No planet is so important as much as the emotion, the mind, and the mother planet, which is the beautiful moon. I made a short introductory video as for me to welcome you and also express my gratitude for all the love and all the affection and all the attention that you showered and bestowed upon me. Thank you so much. I feel so overwhelmed. It gives me so much courage. So today's subject you've come to know, and there are two positions of moon which I'm going to discuss. Moon in the cosmic man's horoscope, originally the house of Cancer, happy moon sitting there, and little disciplined and difficult position of moon, because my client here whose chart we're going to discuss, he's a Libra ascendant. So the natural fourth house is ruled by Capricorn. So moon in the house of Capricorn. So these two positions are going to be discussed in the upcoming video. And I also wanted to tell you that all my beautiful star seeds, you're enjoying the video. Do give me your love and your affection by subscribing to me so that you come to know of all my new videos whenever they're arriving firsthand. And also, thumbs up is to extend your likeliness towards me. And also, whatever beautiful comments you write, I make sure to read them all personally, and I reply most lovingly, most affectionately, and most from the heart, because I know you're sending them from your heart. You save your precious time to write such beautiful, encouraging material to me, and trust me, I appreciate each and every syllable. So thank you so much, and looking forward to connecting more with you. And let's straight jump into the reading. So happy viewing and enjoy. See you.
Yes.
So a very warm welcome, Nitin ji. And this is your astro friend Sarah welcoming you. And this is my very handsome client, Mr. Nitin Sood. You can say hello.
Yeah, hello.
So Nitin ji, yeah. So Nitin ji, you are in a Mahadasha of Jupiter, and your Jupiter Mahadasha began in 2010, is going to rule you till 2026. And in this, you're doing an Antardasha of Moon. It's going to rule you till 2023. And your Moon, as you know, is sitting in your fourth house. It's originally the house of Cancer. Moon, you know, this is your moon is Digbala here. It's receiving full directional strength, and this is the signifactor house also, moon, along with Mars. Because why, we'll understand more that why is moon the signifactor of the fourth house. So it's originally in the house of Cancer, but since you're a Libra ascendant, in your fourth house falls the sweet Capricorn. So Capricorn ruler is Saturn. So now we're going to study and we're going to try to understand what is your moon doing in the fourth house, in its complete directional strength stage, and also in the sign of Saturn, Capricorn. Okay. So moon is the most important planet in the Indian Vedic astrology, also in the Western astrology, because moon connects the mind, how your mind works, and how do you emotionally connect to the world, and how do you absorb things, and how do you express your emotions to the world and the things around you. This all is controlled by moon, and moon is also your thought process and your thinking. And without a beautiful, balanced mind, there is really no life, right? And one cannot function without this beautiful moon. And our behaviors, our perceptions, all this is also very moon oriented. So in short, our mental disposition is controlled by moon, right? And it's the most governing factor in the human body. Why? Because our bodies constitute of 72% of water, and moon rules over all the water bodies, may it be seas, oceans, rivers, ponds, even the water in your tank is controlled by moon. So it's a very important governing factor in our body and also the functioning of the body. So now we've understood a bit of what moon is and how relevant moon is. Now let's understand what's the sign of Capricorn. So Capricorn is duty. Capricorn is about commitment. It's the structure. And when you're working in a structured parameter or in a confined space, on your decision-making capacity in your workplace, because 10th house or the sign of Capricorn is your karma bhumi. That's where you go out and you perform your deeds. So the decision-making ability which you have is through Capricorn or through the Saturn-ruled Capricorn. And also this is the sign of the battlefield. Like completely 180-degree opposite is your home. It's your comfort zone. It's your motherland. It's where your native place is, where you were born. So extreme comfort and knowingness is there in the 4th house. And 180-degree opposite is, you know, whenever you're stepping out your threshold, is the battlefield. You have to go, you have to fight the war, and you have to enter the battlefield, and you have to conquer. And then you have to win it. You have to claim it. So that anguish or that pain or the bloodshed, the sweat, the turmoil, the trouble, everything is happening in the 10th house, because that's the house of your power, status, prestige. The way people look up to you in the society is very much the Capricorn or the 10th house energy, right? And as we know, the sign of Capricorn, the lovely animal associated with it is the mountain goat. And the mountain goat is so, it is so powerful and it is so diligent and it is very focused and goal oriented. Now, even if it sees a little blade of grass hanging on top of a branch, it will walk up kilometers and it will scale great heights. It's very bulky and it has difficulty in climbing the tree trunk and then the branches, but it has no fear. You know, the focus and the goal is so strong that just that one focus point makes it scale all the difficulties and the danger points and the heights, right? So that's the quality which the Capricorn has, right? And the most difficult journeys are taken by the mountain goat or the Capricorn, okay? So Capricorn sign shows your trials, your tribulations, your fear, your challenges, and you're out of all your comfort zones of the 4th house, which is Cancer, and you're here in the zone of performance, in the zone of karma, where you're going to extend your karmic action oriented duties or your whatever is destined, your actions that you take are seen from the 10th house, right? And also this is the power zone. This is where politics happen. And this is where the power hungry people are going to come and they're going to hound you, and there is going to be this warfare and the best man should win. So all this winning sphere or the spree we see it from the 10th house, right? And this is also the house of law. This is also the house of judiciary, because when you're fighting war, there are war rules and there are policies which are laid out by the kingdoms. So that's why we also see significantly law, right? And also judiciary. And now Capricorn is a very pragmatic and a very practical sign. There's nothing flowery, there's nothing soft, there's nothing emotional about Capricorn. It's completely opposite of the beautiful, creative, emotional moon. So no fantasy, hardcore practicality and hardcore, what should I say? It's within the frameworks, within the structure, very serious, very mature. That's Saturn. And it's the hardcore hitting reality in life, which is controlled by Saturn and in the sign of Capricorn. And the very realistic approach we see from this kind of a disposition of Saturn. And if your Saturn is well placed, then it'll show a very disciplined and a very workaholic person. The person could be a little dry because this is a dry sign. Like I told you, all the flowers and all the emotions are absolutely missing. So we see a very serious, a very mature and a very pragmatic Saturn here. And it lacks the fun, gaiety, effervescence, vivaciousness and the enthusiasticness, which probably we're talking about moon. So see the contrast, right? So, and when the soft, white, fluid, fresh, bubbly, youthful, spirited, electrifying, loving energy of the lunar queen, when it meets the cold, dull, pragmatic, serious, hot taskmaster, organized, structured, routine Saturn, what's going to happen? You know, there's that song, Ice, Ice, Baby. That's what's going to happen because moon is fluid and Saturn is cold and icy. So when the molten, liquid, sweet moon is going to meet the icy Saturn, ice, ice, baby. So, moon for the sweet, gentle, soft moon, this is not a very ideal disposition, right? Saturn is not a very comfortable planet wherein moon would go, or the house, like it's gone in the house of Capricorn. So ideally, it's not very friendly and it could be a little uncomfortable, but it really wants to, all this is decided by the position of Saturn. If you have a very well-placed Saturn, then this moon, this very moon becomes emotionally very powerful and it becomes very power-laden. So this is a very, very strong and a very powerful moon. Of course, that gentleness, that fluidity, that flowerness and, you know, the softness, all that is now, what should I say, replaced with the Saturnine quality. And since its moon is the emotion, so the emotion and the mind starts working in this kind of a way, right? So the pivot point is the placement of the Saturn. Now, if your Saturn is very well placed, then it's going to give you very wonderful results, which we'll discuss. But if it's not well placed, we'll still discuss that position. Now, in your case, we must discuss both. Why? Because your Saturn goes and sits in your 11th house. 11th house is originally in the cosmic man's horoscope or the Kalpurush Kundli is the house of Aquarius. So it's very much the ruler of Aquarius. And you also have Lord Rahu conjunct. And Lord Rahu is also the co-ruler of Aquarius along with Saturn. So we can say it's a very excellent position, but is sitting in the house of Sun. And Sun also sits in its house. So these are this multiple conjunctivity of planets. You have 6 of them, just to tell the audience, since they don't know what a powerful, bombastic house you have, 11th house, conjunction of 6 planets. So now we'll start that if your planet, and you definitely have a very beautifully placed Saturn. So we'll discuss this and we will discuss that also, right? Because your Saturn is sitting with Lord Rahu, it's sitting with Lord Surya, it's sitting with Venus, it's sitting with Mercury, and it's sitting with Lord Jupiter. right? So we can say that it's got qualities of both good or bad, and nothing is good or bad. Like we see the light and the day, right? Both are good. So what happens is that if we have a happy Saturn placement, then your belief in karma becomes, or action becomes, very strong, and your mind becomes very strong, just like the Capricorn, which is very duty bound and which is very action oriented. So you become very like the Capricorn, you become action oriented, you become very duty bound, and your work commitments, you meet up very seriously. You're somebody who can work within deadlines, and you can show exceedingly good results. You could be very punctual, whatever a time frame is given to you. You could be working very, very in those particular time frames, the particular time zones. When we speak Kal, we speak time, Kala. Kal is Mahakali. Mahakali is the Devi or the goddess who rules over the 12th house, originally the house of Pisces, and the natural signifactor of the 12th house is Saturn, Lord Saturn. And they say that beyond the time, if anyone can see, it's Mahakali, right? She's the biggest of all the timings. She's beyond all time, right? So Saturn originally is the signifactor of the 12th house. So it makes you very dedicated. Can you speak? Can I hear your voice?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, great. So you become very dedicated here, and you become very logical, you become very pragmatic, and your approach towards the emotions, which is towards the moon, gets proper structure, because now moon gets the structure and the boundaries or the framework of Saturn. So this moon becomes a very framework and a very structured and a very boundary oriented. So whatever is being told to this moon, now this moon knows how to perform that, because the mind is wavery. It can go anywhere. It's got no boundaries. But when it's here in the sign of Saturn, it's got its boundaries, you know. So it's got its limits, right? So then it can function better. And even in difficulties like trying, testing, times which are very turbulent, this mind becomes very firm. This mind becomes very stable. It's not wavering now. Okay? And also, your approach in life becomes very realistic. And also, you become very action-oriented, right? And also, your mind follows action, your mind follows work, and you also work in sync with the time. Time again is Saturn. And over here, we see a man or a woman, like a man in your case, who has very high self-esteem and very high morals and very high values of commitment. So the self-confidence and the morale becomes extremely high in your case, and the decision-making capacity also becomes super powerful.